Hello, welcome back to the channel and welcome to a brand new vlog. It has been almost one whole year since I filmed a vlog on this channel, and vlogs are some of my favorite videos to watch. And if I'm being honest, the reason I decided to film a vlog today was not because I really feel like it. I'm so out of the habit of filming right now that I need something to just kick me back into the swing of things and get back into the momentum. So I thought, what better way than to just take you along with what I'm doing through the rest of this week. But there's a second reason why I thought a vlog would be a good idea. I've been really struggling to think about what topics to post about on my channel. I've spoken about it briefly in a few previous videos, but I'm going through a bit of a transitional phase in my work and career life, which makes it really hard to know what is it that I should talk about on my YouTube channel, given that is a big reflection of my career and my work life. So I thought, rather than trying to plan and script a perfect video and the perfect topic, which really doesn't exist, why don't I just take you along and actually fill you in on everything that's been happening. It physically won't look like anything has really changed, but there's been a lot going on in the background, a lot going on internally, mentally, emotionally. And yeah, it's just a bit of a transitional chapter, which can be daunting, but I think can also lead to some of the most profound experiences that you will ever have in your life. So with that being said, today is Tuesday, and I'll catch you up a little bit later on everything that has been happening. We're also going to go to the gym today. We're going to do some cooking, and I'm also going to do some planning of actual videos that I want to sit down and film.
Something that's been really helping me during this transitional phase that I'm in is investing in myself in any way that I can. That includes courses, which I've never even considered before, but I'm finding a lot of courses online that are really speaking to me. Obviously, books and reaching for books that I wouldn't normally read, finding podcasts that really speak to me, and also investing in hobbies, existing ones, but also finding new ones, and you'll see some of those later in the video.
Okay, now it's time for the gym. My husband's just come back from a run and he's trying to do 2 workouts a day this week. So we're going to go straight to the gym before he showers and stuff. And then I'm going to come back to resume the content planning.
So let me catch you up on what has been going on. The most significant thing to mention is that during this video, I'm actually on a bit of a work break. I think this was my last week that I filmed this of my break. And I took about 5 to 6 weeks off work, traveled a little bit, and also had a couple of weeks of quiet time at home, as a staycation as I call it, to just think through what the hell I'm doing in this transitional season or chapter of my career. And it was the best thing that I could have ever done for myself. And something that no one mentions about going through a transitional phase in your life is how much energy it's going to take from you to just sit through that change and obviously reflect and figure out what it is that you want to do next. And as a result of spending so much energy thinking and sitting through this, I actually ended up stopping unintentionally a lot of things that I love doing and that make me feel like me. And exercise is one of those. So I've been making it a real intention to get back into consistent exercise. Now, there is so much for me to say about cooking in this transitional chapter again. Cooking has been one of those few activities that I have found to actually quieten my mind, get me off screens, and force me to actually just be in the present moment. Tell me how many other things or activities or hobbies you can do, one, without a screen. Even at the gym, if you choose not to use your phone, there are screens everywhere. And secondly, an activity where you're in a safe environment, you're cozy, you're feeling good, but you can actually focus on creating something. And I think that's the big thing about cooking that I love. It's kind of a form of self-expression in some ways, but Also, being a hands-on activity where you're literally using almost all of your senses is really special, and it has been honestly a lifesaver for me on some of my most difficult days.
We made dinner, sweet potato bowls / sweet potato salmon bowl, staple, easy
peasy.
Favorite. We're gonna eat this, then we are going to hopefully have some time to do our puzzle, and most importantly, we're gonna do our budget tracker, which we try and update every single week.
Been a bit delayed, but we'll catch up.
Bit delayed. Oh, let me show you our puzzle in the meantime.
Good.
So this is the work in progress 1,000 piece. We've never really done a puzzle ever before, so I don't know if 1,000 piece is ambitious. And this is it. So cute. It's like a bookstore. To do the puzzle while we eat, because otherwise we might not have time. Okay.
Okay, I'm somewhat embarrassed to admit this, but I don't think I've ever done a puzzle in my entire life. Maybe when I was a kid, but I don't really recall doing one. And this is definitely one of my newfound hobbies, and I'm really looking forward to doing many, many more. It's also an activity that we can do as a couple, and again, it forces us to get off our phones to actually accomplish something, engage our brains in ways we don't really engage on a day-to-day basis. And yeah, it's just a really fun activity to do together. Another activity that we love doing as a couple, it's probably not a hobby, but it is life admin, we make it fun, is budget tracking. Once a week, we put our budget spreadsheet up on the TV, and we just go through each and every transaction we have for that week, whether it's a deposit, whether it's something we've spent, every piece of or every cent of investment, every piece of cent of saving is tracked, and it is the most empowering feeling ever. I think this is also incredibly important to do when you are in a season where you might be considering change, especially when it comes to your career, because to know what your number is that you need every single month is again putting you in a position of power, so that you can walk away or you can find the next thing that you want to do, because you need to make sure that number is met. So there's many positives to tracking your expenditure. And if you want a recommendation for a really good spreadsheet, I can link you the one that we are currently using, which I got from Etsy.
So we made good progress on our puzzle, and now we are going to have dessert, a healthy dessert, yogurt and poached pears, or cottage cheese, sorry, and poached pears. And while we eat this, we're going to update our budget tracker. You're forced to watch this. Wednesday and happy day 2 of the vlog. It's currently just past 9 a.m. and we've gone for our walk, we've had our coffee, we've had our breakfast, and we're about to head to the gym soon. I'm already wearing my gym gear under this, and I'm currently just doing a bit of journaling and planning of things, and we've got a fun day ahead. We have a family lunch at around 12:30 at a Japanese restaurant in the city. And then after that, I'm not quite sure what we're going to do, but we might need to go to a couple of places to do some house related things. And then I definitely will be doing more content planning, business idea research, as well as hopefully filming some videos later when we are back. So it'll be really good to get the gym out of the way. And then something I didn't get the chance to fill you in on yesterday is what I've been up to recently. So long story short, I ended up taking about 6 weeks off work. I really just needed a break. So I'm calling it like a mini career break. Not really a career break, but yeah. And during that time, we went to India for a few weeks. I have not been to India for almost 14 years. And that's, by the way, what my background is. I still have some family there. We moved out of India when I was like 5 years old. But I've been back plenty of times in my life. But for some reason, it's been freaking 14 years. So going back to India was so special and so fun, so enjoyable, getting to see so much of my family after so long. And I plan to do a lot of thinking and reflection and planning ahead during this work break for my career. And admittedly, that hasn't really happened because I think I was really ambitious in thinking I would do all of these things and have these big life plans and epiphanies during my holiday, but I was so relaxed and having a great time that I kind of just let go. So now that I'm back, I'm so focused on figuring out what is next for my career because honestly speaking, part of this career break was to take a break from something that is really draining me, something that I'm not really enjoying as much as I used to, especially with all the change that the tech industry is going under. So yeah, I've got lots of ideas. Content is one of them that I want to start taking a bit more seriously. And yeah, that's kind of where I'm at the moment. But sorry, to bring that back to why I started telling you this is I'm proud of us waking up early this morning because we have had some like pretty bad jet lag and we've been struggling to wake up every single day. So today we got up at 8 a.m. and I think that was a huge win because hopefully that breaks the cycle. So yeah, that's it for now. I'll check in with you later. Maybe I will take you along to the lunch and then whatever we get up to later today.
I spend so much time in this chair, it's almost embarrassing, but this chair for me, and find your equivalent spot of it, is like zen. I can sit in this chair and zone out, stare outside. I can sit in this chair and meditate. I can journal. There is something that this armchair does for me that no other seat in our house does. So here you see me chomping down my breakfast, but after this I do get into writing in my journal. And you know, I write lots of things in this journal, but over again the last 6 to 9 months, what's really helped me is really expressing via writing so many things about the way that I feel, just to get that out, which is, you know, misalignment with my career. And then spending a lot of focus in writing down what I'm good at, what I'm interested in, what skills I want to acquire, what or how I want to spend my days, and really spending a lot of my time in that future tense and writing it down. And this has helped me immensely over the last, again, about 12 months.
We're on the way to the gym now, and there's something about going to the gym earlier on in the day, which we never, ever, ever, ever do. We are generally evening gym goers, but I really want to become a morning, not even like a 5 a.m., just like an earlier in the day gym person. So if you have any tips for that, please share because we desperately, desperately need them. Someone copied my jumper.
Someone copied my jump. Someone copied my track pants.
Hey! Oh no! We're we accidentally, very accidentally, are wearing the same thing. But you're gonna take your track pants off, right? Before we go inside, because I'm a bit too embarrassed.
No.
This was unintentional though, but it will look like it's intentional. Not that it should matter, but
I'm not changing.
fine. Neither am I.
Okay.
We're now on the way to lunch. We had such a good gym session. Well, I did. I'm assuming my husband did as well. Going to a apparently very nice Japanese restaurant called Omi 33. I think that's the right number. In the city. Obviously scrambling, as per always, even though we woke up early and had so much time. Running a little bit late.
I talk about this later in the vlog, but we barely go to the city now because I mostly work from home and my husband works from home the majority of the time, and otherwise he literally just goes to the office and comes back home. That going to the city on a weekday when everyone else is working is a feeling like no other, but that's not the point. My point is that exploring your own city, especially when you haven't in so long, is the greatest feeling, and just being a tourist in your own city, which you're going to see us do a lot more of in this video. And yeah, we're really enjoying our staycation here by doing things we normally wouldn't do on a random weekday, and it just feels so good, even in the middle of Melbourne winter. We also did some, again, life admin, went to a kitchen shop, which honestly is not life admin for me. It's very fun. Bought a chopping board and I don't know, something else, and then finished our day or our evening with an evening walk, which is obviously a must do when you have a dog.
It's now about 6 p.m. and we got home from honestly a really fun day. If you've never just taken some time off work to, I guess, kind of do a staycation, I highly recommend it. And if you have a partner or a spouse, coordinate it with them and actually just spend time in your own city, in your own house, not rushing your everyday routine. I think it is so incredibly underrated, and sometimes I feel like I would probably pick a staycation over a vacation and like going somewhere. But anyway, all that to say, today was a really fun day. We had a really good morning routine. Again, didn't have to rush it. A really good gym session. We are trying to focus as much as we can on our health and our fitness and just getting a bit more into shape after our holiday. And yeah, here we are. So now I'm going to spend a bit of time planning out videos, both short form and long form on YouTube. I feel like long form YouTube videos come a lot more naturally to me than short form. Fun fact, I actually started my content journey on TikTok back in 2020, and I was really in the swing of making short form videos, but I feel like that was when TikTok was all about trending music and trends and things like that, which I found really easy to do. Whereas now I feel like the content I like to watch and the content that does well is actually more talking heads, more yapping style videos. And as someone who thinks a lot, has a lot of opinions, is very deeply reflective, and have lots of thoughts on various topics, I actually want to start practicing my communication skills in short form yapping videos. But for some reason, I just have a bit of a mental block to sitting down and filming them. So yeah, I'm just planning some looks. So I'm just planning some ideas for that, so I can kind of just sit down and do it. Then I also have one business opportunity that I'm currently exploring. It's one that I'm pretty serious about. I think there comes a point at which you need to stop researching, ideating, and planning, and you just need to execute no matter what happens. And I feel good enough about this idea that I've decided to just go for it and see what happens. So it's a service, but it does require me to purchase a physical product. So I need to do a little bit of research in terms of either manufacturers or suppliers that I can go to and visit and figure out where I can buy this thing. So yeah, I just need to do a bit of research around those vendors in Melbourne and see where I should go while I still have some time off work. So yeah, I'm going to spend, I don't know, maybe an hour doing this, then go and make dinner and probably carry on after dinner as well. By the way, as much as I love Notion, every time I pick up a notebook or like this is a full-on workbook and a pen, the way my brain works is hard to explain. My brain just functions better when I write things down. It's crazy.
how that happens. Maybe I should make a video about this, but yeah, Notion is great. But yeah, Notion is great for organization and planning, but when I'm like brainstorming, coming up with ideas, or just like thinking about things or thinking about the various threads of topics in my head, there is nothing like writing in a notebook. And if you're like me and you struggle with getting distracted on your computer or you struggle with multitasking and things like that, just try working on pen and paper first, and I promise you it will help. Anyway, I'm talking to Claude right now, and I don't know, there was a lot of hype about Claude being better than ChatGPT, so I actually converted myself over, but I find that Claude just has my personality, and I don't really enjoy talking to Claude, so I still find myself gravitating towards ChatGPT even though I'm paying for Claude. So I don't know, let me know your thoughts in the comments about the Claude versus ChatGPT, or whether you use one over the other depending on the use case. But yeah, I feel like I'm gonna eventually transition over. Maybe ChatGPT just knows me better, but I did import all my history, so I don't know.
For dinner tonight we have tandoori chicken. Yum, not actual tandoori, but it'll do. And this bean salad that is so delicious. TikTok recipe, of course.
First stop on our
We're pretending that we're tourists.
trip to Melbourne. We're heading to NGV, National Gallery of Victoria.
So today we decided to be a tourist in our own city and come to the NGV, which we've actually never been to. Well, at least not in like maybe 10 years. What is it?
It's a garnish of 5 vases in the cabinet in the stand.
Then we dropped by Dimmock's, which is a really big bookstore in Melbourne CBD, and it was so fun to just look around the store, pick up random books. We were on the hunt for a couple of coffee table books, which we did not find, and then we stumbled upon the puzzle selection, and I narrowed down to this one, which is all about astrology and the star sign, so we will be doing that one next, and my husband has absolutely no say in that. But yeah, I encourage you to go to bookshops. If you don't, they are just the most serene and therapeutic place, and books have helped me so much in a season of figuring out what I'm doing, what I'm not doing, who I am, feeling lost. So I feel like bookshops have an extra special place in my heart now that they didn't before.
I look absolutely crazy right now because I have eye patches on, and post-gym, post-dinner, post-shower, so kind of end of the night winding down, so don't mind me. But I wanted to come on here for a quick chat before I wrap up this vlog. I don't really know what I've filmed throughout the week. I haven't started editing yet, but
Whatever it is, it will be a mishmash of the things that we got up to during our, I guess, staycation. I do go back to work on Monday, and if I'm being honest, I have really mixed feelings about it. I think I'm very much in a transitional phase, and I know it will pass, but yeah, just knowing that I'm going back to something that I know is not for me long term obviously hits home a little bit. And so ahead of going back to work, I have been thinking about how I might cope better with, I guess, spending my time doing something that it's beyond, it's like it's so much deeper than just not enjoying it. It's cutting through the deepest part of me because it is so utterly out of alignment with who I am, with how I like to spend my energy, with what gives me energy, with what I want for my life, with values that I have and what I believe in, what my skills are, like in every respect. So I am going into, I guess, back to work with some strategies that I'm going to brainstorm tonight. And I've got two things that I'm going to do. One is having a set of really practical coping strategies, but I'm going to call them more like reminders of what makes me me. Because I've actually realized through this break that I am so misaligned with my career that it's actually started to change me in a bad way. As in, when I'm in the thick of my job and my work, I'm not doing the things that make me feel like me. And it actually got so bad over the last 6 months that I didn't even realize that I didn't feel like myself. And I had to pull myself out of that, have, a 5 to 6 week break, because a weekend or a long weekend or even a week or two is not enough. You really need to pull yourself out of the situation. But after doing that, I came to this realization without even trying. This kind of just came to me out of nowhere that, wow, I have not felt like myself for so long. Now I feel like myself. And so I'm determined to keep it that way. So I'm going to make a list of things that make me me, things that make me feel like me. It's as simple as making sure I exercise consistently. It's making sure that I don't say no to going to the gym because of work. It's making sure that I protect my peace outside of work hours and I don't just let work consume my mind in the free time that I have. I've also decided that I'm going to vlog a lot more frequently. I used to be a little bit scared, terrified, embarrassed of sharing too much of my personal life on here, like really who I am and what I do day to day, and sharing parts of my home. Like, it made me feel really exposed. But I've actually realized that the people that I watch, the people that I love and I followed for years and years and years, I feel like they are my friend, and that's why I follow them, and that's what builds the loyalty. So I'm going to be vlogging more and actually just sharing realistically what is going on, in the hopes that it will build more of a community on here. So I am going to film my first week back at work. I work from home, so it's very easy for me to film. And yeah, we'll see how that goes. But if you got to the end of this vlog, thank you so much for watching. Whether you've been around here for a while or if you just stumbled upon this, I appreciate you so much. Leave a comment telling me where you're from. Let me know if you resonated with anything in this video, what you liked, or I don't know, share a fun fact with me. And if you are not yet subscribed, please do. Please like this video. And yeah, I will see you in my next vlog or my next video, if it's another one that I upload before the vlog, very soon.